Renee Wilson, August 23rd, 3-3. I feel like we've done a really poor job with Renee's story so far. Enjoy it while it lasts, Renee. The calm before the storm. It's time to get it over with. That's all it is. You've been using him as a crutch for far too long. Anytime an article got rejected or you got passed over for a big story, you'd use him to soften the blow. No biggie. Lucas has us covered. You allowed it to dampen your fire and your writing. It's not his fault. No, it's yours. You've always downplayed your ambition in front of Lucas. You used to tell yourself it was to put him at ease, but really it's because that's the only way this relationship works. I can't fight the system while living with one of its soldiers. At least not for long. Pretty soon the soldier will turn on you, or the system turns on the soldier. Usually both. It's not fair to Lucas. They cut the juiciest stuff from your article, but Lucas is still catching heat at the station. Who knows if he'll ever get back to where he was. At least he doesn't resent me. Not vocally, no, but his demeanor toward you has absolutely changed. Less warm, more guarded, like he can sense something's about to happen. He was always very perceptive. Hopefully he'll be able to see this one coming. Alright, enough stalling, it's time. Alright, so Renee's gonna get a divorce. That's unfortunate for her. Mom's gonna be out for a bit, okay? Have this just in case I'm not back in a while. Can't distract myself with work anymore, it's too late. So this explains why we don't see Lucas in the original Backbone. He never bought the record player. Okay, there's no getting away from it now. You can do this. I'm just exploring the apartment before we break the news to him because I just want to see if there's any cool stuff to like examine. I can still gather my thoughts here. That's cool. Nothing in here to interact with. It doesn't seem... yeah. I'll miss this view. You're not gonna miss this view, girl. This is your place. You live here in the sequel.
Hi.
Hey. You doing okay? Not really. Yeah, that figures. Anything I can do? Let's just talk. That's all I want. Okay, sure. Now? Yeah, now. So. Okay, what are we doing here? You said you wanted to talk about something important, and now we're just not talking. I can't deal with that, Renee. If we talk, we talk. What's up? Lucas, I'm not happy. I don't think I have been for a while. Oh, I see. Do you know why? Let me ask you a question. Are you happy? Aren't you? You were, at least. I think we both were very happy. Lucas, are you happy? I have my ups and downs, same as anyone else. I'm trying to be. I know that much. Trying to be happy isn't the same as being happy. That's what I've come to realize. Just how long have you felt this way? A while. It's the article, isn't it? The fire. Yes. Yeah, I figured. You can't let it consume you like that. Just let it go, Renee. You know it gets to me too. Why does it get to you? I don't know. Maybe it's because whenever you bring it up, you make it sound like it's my fault and my problem. Something I did. Something I caused. I don't want to be blamed for shit I can't control all the fucking time. I haven't blamed you for anything. Certainly feels like it. For the whole ordeal with the fire and the cops, and now our relationship too. Can we just backtrack a little bit? This is all getting to be a lot to take in. Backtrack? I still don't understand some things. I don't see why this is happening. Why'd you want to just end things like this? If you've got questions, ask them.
Alright.
I just ask you to be patient, okay? I'm trying to keep up. I promise. Okay, let me put it like this. Is it something I'm doing or something I'm not doing? Both, I guess. Well, that's mighty diplomatic of you. You're welcome. Listen, I keep thinking, how do you imagine you'll manage on your own? If you just go, you're leaving all this behind. Where will you stay? How will you support yourself? Be practical, Renee, please. I can take care of myself, Lucas. I know. I'm just saying that you're giving up a lot. Where are you gonna move? I don't think there are apartments in this part of town that you could afford, on your own. Might get uncomfortable. I don't care about comfort. I don't think that's true, Renee. And I don't think you believe it is either. Face it, you're used to a particular kind of life, one that you'd be thrown away if you leave. Honestly, Lucas, I'd rather live on the street than with you. Wow, okay, alright, fuck you too. How about we sleep on it? No, I've made up my mind. Look, I know we've been distant. That's on me. Lots of work, lots of exhaustion. Maybe all we need to is just, rekindle that spark we just once had? No, I'm leaving tonight. Tonight? Where are you gonna go? I'm staying at a friend's house. Who? What's going on here, Renee? I'm staying with a friend, that's it. Sure, a friend, right. I'm sure your friend won't mind you sharing his address with me just so I know you'll be safe. Fine, I will. For your own good. Look, I'm just gonna be blunt about this. You're being too emotional about it. You're not seeing things clearly, I'm not gonna let you. No, wait, hold up. Sit back down. We're not done here. Yes, we are. No, don't. Just, Renee, listen, please, sit back down. You're getting emotional again. Okay, that's it. I'm leaving. No, don't you dare. Fine, fucking go then. See if I fucking care. All right, she left. Good for her. You let Lucas be after your breakup. Oh, okay. Interesting. That was a really quick section. I expected that to last way longer. Eli Abbas, the dig site. Neat. Radio says they're on their way. Should be less than 12 hours now. Making this discovery and surviving the wastes, we're gonna be in the history books, Jorge. Easy, Eli. All they said is they'd be collecting the artifact. No word about what they're doing with us. Why would they? No need to state the obvious. We're going to be back on a whole new level once we're going to be back on a whole new level once we come back. We'll never have to worry about funding again. I suppose. As soon as we get back, let's go get dinner. Somewhere fancy, my treat. We've got it. Made now. No more red tape. No more having to suck up to committees. Right. I might actually miss this place. There's a sense of calm out here. Quiet. Is something wrong, Jorge? Do you follow the scripture, Eli? No, but I appreciate the value it brings to others, even if I don't understand it. Well, that's very refreshing to hear, Eli. Most of our colleagues in Science City aren't as open-minded about the Shepherd's teachings. Are you familiar with the story of the sighted skeptic? The answer here isn't, can't say I have, it says can't say I am. That's what that should say grammatically. Can't say I am. What's it about? Years ago, before the creation of the wall, the shepherd would scour the wasteland, guiding lost followers to the mountains towards the promised land. The path was treacherous and the elevation so high that each follower would inevitably become blinded by the sun, forcing them to rely entirely on his voice for guidance. Probably just temporary blindness, right? Yeah. Exactly. After reaching the city, the shepherd promised to guide them towards the ocean, where their sight would be restored by the cool waters of the Great Blue. Of course. One year, a follower named Micah was so afraid of losing his sight, even temporarily, that he covered his eyes with bandages in advance to protect them from the sun's rays. Once the flock descended from the highest point of the mountain, Micah began to remove his bandages. Finally able to see, Micah became acutely aware of all the dangers that surrounded them. He started screaming words of warnings to his fellow travelers, causing them to doubt the shepherd's calm directives, leading some of them to misstep and tumble down the mountain towards their deaths. Chaos caused Micah's warnings to become even louder, even more hysterical. Even more of the followers began to lose their footing and began to fall. Desperate to stop the carnage, Shepherd marched towards Micah and struck him with his staff until he fell unconscious. That's what I'd do too. With Micah silenced, the followers were soon able to continue along the path, following the shepherd's calm and trusted voice towards the city, where their sights were soon restored and the rest of their days were spent in health and prosperity. What happened to Micah? It's believed that Micah remains at the top of that mountain to this very day, where he screams into the void, too paralyzed by fear to move forward. So, let me guess, I'm supposed to be Micah. Not you, us. The minute we went outside the wall, we became a threat to the rest of the flock, because of what we've seen. I think we're more like the shepherd, honestly. We've both gone beyond the wall and come back. We haven't come back yet, that's my point. How many people can you name who've returned from beyond the wall? I've heard rumors of others. Only rumors. In all my time working in Science City, I've heard at least a dozen expeditions similar to ours. None of them returned. Do you know why? Because they weren't as trained as us. We braved the elements. Did we? Because outside of that one incident with the artifact, this expedition has been fairly routine. No real threats, no big dangers. Just the hot sun and our clashing personalities. So if it's not the elements killing those other teams, what is? HQ. That's what I'm thinking. It's supposed to be a suicide mission. Everything we've been told about the world beyond the wall says that. Yet HQ is completely unfazed by the fact that we've been out here 6 months. They've even given us enough provisions to last a year. Doesn't add up. They just... What reason would they have to eliminate us? We don't know anything. It's just a theory, and here's what I'm thinking. Back in the city, we're penned in, cornered, easy to control. The apes own all the land, so we have to do whatever they want just to borrow a sliver for our families to sleep in. Scarcity is key, Eli. If the people knew there was a world outside the city, a safe, dusty, perfectly normal world with space enough for all of us, the entire system would collapse. So what? This is all about control? Real estate? In a way. If you could leave the city and start your own thing, wouldn't you? The city's all there is. Let me ask you something, Eli. Why do you suppose you were assigned to this detail? Probably because I don't have a family yet, no attachments. No one to ask questions. My parents would ask questions. You need to stop deluding yourself, Eli. No team has ever come back from behind the wall. We're on a suicide mission. For an outsider like me, this was always going to be the retirement plan. That's just how Science City works. But you're still young, connected. You must have upset some really powerful people to get assigned a detail like this. So what happened? Well, I didn't think they found out, but I may have helped leak a formula of a life-saving medication to our competitors to drive prices down. You're the reason Pylanta went generic? I like the little trademark symbol here. That's amazing, Eli. Here I was thinking you were just some stuck-up fail-son. But it turns out you were the hero this whole time. It needed to be done. People were dying. Well, either way, it proves my theory. We're both beyond the expendable in the eyes of HQ. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't kill you already. One thing you can say about HQ, they really know how to milk their resources to the last drop. So what do you want to do for your last 12 hours? Let's find a way out of this. I was hoping you'd say that. So what's the plan? How do we fight this? What if we made the artifact really agitated? That way they'd be really afraid of being left alone with it. Yeah, that might work. Then they need us to come back with them in order to keep it under control. Could buy us some time and maybe a bit of clout. It'll have to be convincing, though. I'm sure we can figure it out. Alright. Now, they'll probably go through the entire site to make sure we're telling the truth, so you'll need to make sure everything on site sells the idea the artifact is dangerous. On it. Alright, get everything in order. I'll be here keeping the fire going if you need me. Huh. Interesting. How are we gonna do this? Research. We have to doctor the research. I'm in the research. Compared to your personal notes, the research ledgers are heavy and imposing, like a set of encyclopedias. Samples, notes, and the number of strange findings in plastic are stuck in and sheltered betwixt pages. Starting with the day you set out on the expedition, the ledger's been regularly updated with notes and results of your work on the dig site. The entries themselves are granular in detail, amounting to a read that isn't particularly interesting for the uninitiated. Towards the very end, however, mentions of the artifacts start appearing. One entry in particular catches your attention, 10 times longer than most of the others. You wrote this on the first day of your experiments. I need to take a sip of my water. I'm getting super dry-mouthed reading this much. Okay. Your conclusion was the artifact was too dangerous to bring near civilization and that it should be kept at a safe distance. This helped us. The rest of the entry specifies how such a containment could be achieved. It mentions a small team of scientists being relocated to outside the walls, led of course by you and Jorge. See if there's anything else of note. Nothing else catches your eye. If anything, the collected information in this ledger could be an incredibly handy guide for any future excavations of this type. After all, the two of you have made every mistake conceivable as well as learned how to correct them. Even after some time and after all your experiments, you aren't used to it. To think that so much of your life is centered around this strange ooze-like thing, something within you shudders. The discomfort is unavoidable. Catch glances at the creature inside the pod as it sways slightly to the side, as if watching you. Increase the pressure inside the pod, agitating it. Twisting the valve, the creature does the same. It folds over itself, solidifying. Thin black pseudopods lash out at the glass. It's certainly agitated now. This are your personal thoughts. These are your personal thoughts from the last 6 months. Every peaceful moment in the tent captured here, every last doubt and worry put into words. First entry that catches your eye is the one that made the morning of the discovery. It describes your concerns and excitement about the future of your work. Seems so long ago now. The next entry of note is one for more colorful, written the morning before you began experimenting on the artifact. A paragraph of the entry seems almost thankful to HQ. The wastes were clearly as hostile and lifeless as you were told they would be. Next part of the same entry specifies which one of you were the driving force behind the experiments. What follows are your thoughts on HQ, nothing too critical, some of it even positive. Next few pages are blank. There's room for a few more entries, or at the very least, one for tomorrow morning. I wonder if we should take out the entry. I'm not sure. Just because it's like it says that it's mostly empty but hostile, so like why would... I mean, but that might reveal the truth, right? I'm not sure. I'm just sitting here trying to decide. Alright. Yeah, you know what? Let's review them. Seems so long ago now. Clearly as hostile and lifeless as you told they would be. Okay, so that's with HQ's narrative. I'm not gonna rip anything out then, because we're singing the praises of HQ basically, right? So I should let Jorge know what the plan is before I get to rest. All right. I think everything's ready. You sure? Yeah. Good. It's just a matter of time. Go get some rest. We'll need to be at our sharpest when this visitor arrives. You coming? I'd like a few minutes to gather my thoughts. Besides, someone needs to make sure the fire goes out. Good night, Eli. Good night, Jorge. Interesting. Okay. All right, we're done with Act 3. I got an achievement for not sabotaging any stuff, so I guess that's fine. Raph says, what if Jorge is the person sent to kill you? I think Jorge is not going to be that. I think Jorge is nervous about being killed himself. All right, so I guess we have Clarissa next. She's 27 now. This was a while after the last one. What the fuck did you just say to me? I said I'm going to kill you. Did you catch it this time? You've lost it. You don't even have a gun. What are you gonna do, bore me to death? Get the fuck out of here, Clarissa. Guns are noisy and quick. This will be neither. That's all you got? You really think you can take me down, you brat? Just you wait. I'll show you. Look at you. Pathetic. Out of breath already. We're not done here, Clarissa. Not by a long shot. That's what I thought. It's settling in, isn't it? One strike isn't enough and you don't have the stomach for another. Weak, just like your mother. Damn. Fuck. Not all you got. You even hit like your mother. Mark my words, Clarissa, it's going to end the same way for both of you, too. Somehow I doubt it. Just you watch, you little shit. Any second now, my guys are gonna come barging in. And you'll be done for. You can't beat me, Clarissa, you're too fucking weak. Your wounds are aching. Who put you up to this? It's fucking Clements, isn't it? Spineless fucking coward didn't even have the backbone to do it himself, did he? Title drop. That's who you're listening to. We've come to a mutual agreement. Mutual my ass, just you watch. Clarissa, he sends you in here to kill me, and as soon as that's done, he's gonna turn on you. There are good people in this world, Dad. We're not all like you. That's what you call yourselves, good? Do good girls kill their fathers? Do good men betray their brothers? Face it, Clarissa, you and my idiot brother are no different. At least I stand for my conviction. You two just fucking lie to yourselves. Pathetic. Alright, yeah, that's right. Truth fucking hurts, don't it? Yeah, that's right. Feel that? That's what your life is going to be like from now on. It never stops, Clarissa. You won't survive a day. So what was the plan, huh? You were just going to walk in here and kill me? No, nothing. Just murder your own father in cold blood? Yes. Not bad. Almost got me. Shit. I might be a little proud of you even. For how useless you are, this is a bit impressive. You're finally figuring it out, aren't you? My way works. This is how you get results. But you're still telling yourself you're different or justified. Guess what, Clarissa? I do too. Nice work. Good for her. We can't leave. Can't stand the heat. I need some fresh air. These haven't been opened since Grandpa died. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. It's just me. Now look at this. What a scene. This looks great. Is that Clements? He's gotten big. Hey, kid. You alright? Better than him. Yeah, I saw. You hurt? I'll manage. Just needed a smoke. Yeah, I understand. It's not an easy thing to do. First one especially. Yeah, I just feel empty. It'll pass. We'll get you patched up and you'll be fine. Clean. Be like it never happened. What do you mean clean? I just want to make sure you're alright, Clarissa. It's alright to be shaken by this. Do I look upset? What, I look like I've been crying? No, well, take care of the body. Dump him in the water, you know where. I suppose I do, but are you sure, Clarissa? He was your father. Did I stutter, Uncle? No, Clarissa, no, you didn't. Is there anything else you'll need? I'm fine. What about you? I'm the worrying kind, not usually. But I suppose it's come with age. Family knows what you're like, Clarissa. They know you're headstrong and that you've got a temper, if you will. That's fine, but people might be expecting a type of change different from what you envision. They don't know half of the changes I'm going to make. They'll see soon enough. I've done all I can to gather my crew behind them. I'm not telling you to make promises, but I suggest you look after their interests. It'll be worth it. Don't worry, I'll keep them happy. Very well. Another thing, if you don't mind, I've been thinking about all this. With Carlo gone, well, I find myself in a peculiar situation. Go on. I've watched you grow up. I've seen you blossom into what you are. I know, Clarissa, and this is where you always wanted to be. You had more ambition at 15 years of age than most of the men in my crew. And that's why I'm here and they're not. Seeing this all come together, well, I wasn't entirely surprised when you said you needed to do this. If I say I'm going to do something, I will. Nothing can stop me, and you know that. Yes, I suppose I hadn't expected it to be quite that easy for you. But you've got conviction, I suppose. Perhaps I was wrong to doubt you. It was. I want you on my side, Uncle, but I need your faith in me to be total. I'll be frank, Clarissa, I'd like to retire. And then do it. No one's stopping you, least of all me. Do you mean that? Yes, go. Do as you please. Thank you, Clarissa. I'll do my utmost to make my leave as unnoticeable for you as possible. Tell me the truth, though. You're not only leaving because of age, are you? No. Things are changing, have changed, and I can't keep up. You'll change too, in ways that will surprise us both, I'm sure. You're worried about me. Not worried. I'm just seeing it happen a few times now. But you don't need to hear all this. I'll leave you to your thoughts, and don't worry, I'll handle the body. Wait. Hold on a second. What does this mean? Nothing. Oh. Suppose here's one last thing. Clarissa, you've made it. You won. I believe congratulations are in order. Thank you. This is what you wanted, isn't it? I wanted change. And you got it. Nothing else? You have the power to make change, don't you? I suppose I thought it would feel differently. Clarissa, if I may, the most terrifying thing about having aspirations and dreams is that one day they might come true. Whatever purpose we had until that point is suddenly gone. Fine, Uncle. I'll manage. Don't worry. Try not to. Good night, Clarissa. Good night, Uncle. Left to ponder. I like that ending for her. So we're on the last act now, then. All right. It's the ring from Twin Peaks. Clarissa wasted no time assuming control of the Bloodworth family. Thanks to the preparations made by her uncle, the transition of power was swift. A small number of dissidents were quickly taken care of. Under her rule, the Bloodworth family became the single most powerful syndicate in the city. Clemens left the family, retiring with his wife. He spends his days tending to the garden in their backyard. Every few months, the police would come around asking to talk. Every time, he politely declined. For Clarissa, it soon became clear that control of the Bloodworth family wasn't enough. The city was right there, ready to be conquered. Only the great apes, powerful men with nearly limitless control over the city, stood in her way. Gaining a seat at their table wasn't enough. After all, why be the key that unlocks the door if you can be the hand that guides it? Alright, so this means we must be in our last Howie chapter. Howard Lotor, Thaddeus Rock Faculty of the Arts, final day of university. Man. Alright. Man, this place already looks so empty. It's like, man. Remember when we first moved in? You were sitting at your desk studying already. What a nerd. Yeah, you know, I remember the one loser carrying a big box of old clothes and junk who ended up buying me lunch. Memories. Crazy how that works, huh? That same big box that you tried lifting off my bunk and failed miserably at? It's like I said, man. I'm the brains and you're the brawn, kind of. Latter is arguable. Brawn? I'm the charmer. Oh, I know, smooth talker. Chasing tail rather than hanging out with your pal Larry. What a guy. Yeah, undeniable charm. Look at this guy. All the charisma of a dressed up wet rag. Yeah, at least I'm wet. Gross. Thank you. So, what do you need me to take care of here? Not much, honestly. Stack some of your books off to the side. Not that there were many of them. There's also the record player and your photography stuff in the dark room. Sounds like you did most of the work already then. Why, yes, Howard. It certainly does sound like that, Howard. I wonder why that is, Howard. One of life's great mysteries, I suppose. Anyway, I'll start packing. I love Larry. It's the last time I touch any textbooks. I'll be a happy Howard. Lower the needle, close the box, remove the records, remove the player. Thanks for making all those late night study sessions bearable, Smooth Nicky. Okay. Plenty of memories had in there. Luckily, most of them were on film. Yeah, I think so. Whatever was left out here, anyway. Cool. I've got everything else. Well, hand it over. It's not that easy. I gathered up everything that's, well, ours into this box. It's fine. You can have it. You don't even know what's in there. I don't need to. You know already, so you can take it. Have a look yourself, man. All sorts of junk and treasure. Two things I love dearly. Ah, yes, the trusty dorm bong. Here they are, Howie. Your two biggest competitors for the title of BFF. Bing and her trusty sidekick, Tin. Which one is which? Bing is the bong and tin is, well, the tin. Bing bong. Exactly. Now let's decide who gets to lay claim to these two beauties. You can have it. Howie for the win. I knew you'd come through for me. But seriously, if you ever want to blaze, I'm always more than happy to share. Thanks. Now let's see what else is left. God, I took this picture. Must have been during our first week. Wow, our first week in the dorm. Look at what a dork you were. Speak for yourself. Nuh-uh, I look cool as shit. Now you do too, thanks to my influence. You ever wonder who you'd be if you were assigned someone else? Not until now. Yeah, it's kind of a mindfuck, right? Like, what kind of dork would he have turned out if you and Wisconsin shared a room? How fucking cool would he be right now if he wound up with me? I think we'd both be way cooler if we wound up with Wisconsin. Haha, too bad I wasn't able to make much of a dent on your sense of humor while we were together. Alright, who should get this one? I'll take it. Yeah? Alright. You better take good care of it, though. It's an important piece of history. I'll hang it on the most sacred space of all, the refrigerator. My man, that's exactly what I was hoping for. All right, what's next? Where did this come from? Oh yeah, I remember this one. Oh yeah, good times. Really? You remember this? You were pretty wasted. All right, you got me. So, who should get this one? You can have it. Perfect. Now I just need to get an L, an A, an R, and a Y. Just 4 more benders and we'll have your full name. What's next? Smooth Nikki. Forgot I own this one. One of my favorites. Maybe it's just me, but the older I get, the better Smooth Nikki sounds. You want to take this or should I? You have it. Exactly the answer I was hoping for. You know what? Once I move into the new place, I'm gonna have you over, put this on, and we'll get baked out of our minds like old times. What do you say? Can't wait. Same, man. Same. The resemblance is uncanny, I think. All right, this was like a love note from Wisconsin, wasn't it? Or a love sculpture, I guess? How far did you two go, by the way? All the way, baby. Gross. Do you still want it, or should I take it off your hands? I'll keep it. Still have feelings for old Wisconsin, huh? What? No, he's a nerd. Nerds are gross. Just stop talking about him and let's move on to the next thing. Yeah. I think that's it. That's everything. You were right. It's weirdly empty now. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, cool, cool. Yep. Cool, cool. 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 Cool, coolie. Well, I guess you've got somewhere to be. I can hand the keys in and all that. Let's let Wisconsin know it's all cleared out. Huh, you know, I'm gonna miss the dorm and everyone who lived here. Yeah, spoke to a few of them today. Everyone kind of cleared out while you were getting the keys to your new place. Was Wisconsin around? Sure was. Did you hear about his apprenticeship? At the Bureau of Architecture? Yeah, he told me. He's over the moon about it. I see why you like him, man. He gets so excited about stuff going his way. You can tell it's not what he's used to. Wisconsin deserves good things. He's great. Very generous of you to say. He's alright, I guess. Bit of a kiss ass, but he hasn't got a bad bone in his body. Oh, I can think of one particularly bad bone he's got. Nope. Nuh-uh. No need to share any more of that. You're no fun. Anyway, they all got out pretty early, like I said. We're the only ones left. We have to be out within an hour or two. At least everything is packed and ready to go. How about you? Are you ready? I don't know. I don't really feel like going just yet. These years here, you and me in this dorm, everyone else, I feel like this was us peaking. I mean, how could it possibly get better than this? No clue. No point in having expectations either. Why not just live it day by day? I don't know, Howard. I've had some shit days in my life, but they weren't here. What if the next couple of years are back to being shit? What if this was it? What if my one time in my life, things just worked? Alright, let's say it was. So what? So what? So it's all downhill from here, man. How do you keep going when you know it's just gonna get worse and worse for the rest of your life? Things being worse doesn't mean they'll be bad. 8 is less than 10, but higher than 7 and below. What are you talking about, Howard? You hate math. I hate math. No, I mean, having had the best shouldn't make the good bad. What? Look, if you compare today by tomorrow, you're not gonna enjoy either. Oh, yeah, no, I get that. That's fair. I'm just bummed about it, worried. Yeah, me too. It's just part of it, I think. Yeah, maybe. Well, not to be dramatic or anything, but is this it? Time to get going? I don't really feel like leaving. Do I have to? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I figure I'll see you later or something. Got your number. All I've got to do is find a phone. Or just come visit. You know where we live now. Yeah, I guess I do know where you live. I'll come around when I can, or when Skoll and Dina throw me out. They're not throwing you out, man. You're the greatest roommate of all time. Well, don't say that to your new one. Besides, we'll hang out in the morning. It's Saturday tomorrow, man. There are shows to see, mischief to get up to. You know, time to rebel. Sure, I'll rebel with you anytime, Larry. I'll hold you to that, man. You better. Cool. All right, well, this is it then. You got everything? If I don't, just take it. I'll come up and pick it up from Dina and Skoll's place later. Cool. Okay, I'll, see you around, all right? I'll miss you too, man. Yeah, I know you will. It's whatever. We'll hang out tomorrow anyway. Nothing's changed. Nothing will ever change, man. See you later.
Huh?
Howard, did you forget something? Yeah, I just wanted you to know that I love you. Yeah, I know. I know you do. I love you too, man. No matter what happens, I've got your back, man. Always. Don't make promises you can't keep, Howard. I'd like to believe that, but just... we'll see, alright? I love you, alright? That's all you need to know. Oh, I have to go pick up my stuff, maybe? Yeah. I like their friendship. Looking for a BF, call me, 561-337. That's Howard's number. I don't know if that's Howard's number, but we're gonna say it's Howard's number. Doing the long walk out of college for the last time. I remember when I did this. Mine was significantly less lonely and melancholy. I was pretty excited to get out. Binary says 3 to 4 days until Pride Month. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the Pride, if there's gonna be anything going on where I am, but we'll have to see. I think we do our Pride Month slightly different times than everyone else. Howard's new apartment never felt like home. It lasted 3 months before he moved on to the next. That's a quick lease. Making friends was easy enough. Making ones that stuck proved far more challenging. Finding a home seemed nearly impossible. Seeing as most of his time was spent at work, paying double rent made little sense. The office became his home in more ways than one. Larry tried his hand at gambling. It went as expected. He stayed with friends, sleeping on couches until he ran out of both. A smoke and a bottle kept him warm. He kept in touch with Howard until he couldn't afford the payphone fees anymore. Work was scarce, so Howard took what he could. Taking pictures became surveillance. Surveillance turned into investigation. It was a natural fit. Puzzle pieces fit together, a riddle to solve, a very welcome distraction. Sorting out everyone else's problems was a lot more attractive than dealing with his own. Poor Larry. Our good old boy. Renee Wilson, September 23rd. Not used to this. It's so quiet, so empty. All this space, just me and my things, huh? Kitchen's definitely smaller. Let's get you out of boxes and onto shelves. I've had these since college, and they're coming apart at the spines. Coffee table photography books, but still no photography. Glad I took it in the end. Lucas won't even notice it's gone. Feel a bit embarrassed about framing my first article, but I'm actually pretty proud of it. Yes, Employee of the Year. Pity I have no idea where this cup came from or who it was awarded to. I really have to go out and buy something for these shelves. Who decorates with a cup? Me. A little haggard, I guess. I would if I survived a mite infestation. Hang in there, Vera. Bleached blank piece of paper is neatly pressed against the roller, waiting for you to turn it into a page. This is what I wanted. And why does it feel so bittersweet? Everything good brings something bad and vice versa. It's not bad, it's just new. What makes you say that? I need to believe it. I need things to stay new. I can't stagnate, not again. You know, maybe there was no way of convincing him. Maybe it was just as well that he never understood all of this. I wish he had. In an alternate universe, maybe he would have, had you been a little bit more convincing. I doubt it. It wasn't like you could contain it. When you felt that change coming on, you had to accept it. Slowly but surely, it's understandable that you had to share that with him. I wish he would have understood then. But he didn't, and here you are, a lesson learned. At the very end, you knew to back off, not fall back into old habits, no compassion for the sake of compassion. I backed off for my own sake, not his. To spare yourself the hurt, to leave quicker. Either way, Lucas is gone now. You're on your own, and even after all this, you look back on it thinking, I hope you figure it out. Very well, all that aside, there's still the matter of the empty page. Go on, get to it. 6 months ago, a fire raged in West End. For Renee, the West End fire never truly died out. Long after submitting the original article, she wrote another. This time, she asked for it to be run unedited. The newspapers refused, citing pressure from the authorities. The article was never published. After the divorce, Lucas drowned himself in work. This caught the eyes of his superiors. The promotion came soon thereafter. Under his leadership, nothing changed. Lucas remarried 2 years later. For Renee, nothing would be the same. The newspapers, one by one, turned against her. Her voice was being silenced. But maybe they'd listen to someone else. Did you hear that? Sounds like our ride's here, huh? Oh. There we go. Got my cursor back. Real funny, Eli. He's early, though. Wonder if that means anything. Doesn't matter. Is everything ready? We all set? Yeah, I think so. All right. You remember what we're gonna tell him? Yes. The artifact is too dangerous to be brought into the city. We should stay here to conduct experiments in a safe location. And while we're out here, we figure out what exactly this thing is, as well as what HQ's intentions are. Sounds good. What else? We took care of most of the preparations yesterday. As long as we were thorough, we should be fine. Don't worry, I was very thorough. Right. We got the story. How's the artifact looking? Terrifying. Agitating it yesterday didn't exactly score me any points with it. Maybe it'll scare our visitor off. How about our logged research? What's the status there again? Untouched. Everything is in there. Let's see where honesty gets us, then. Lastly, he's going to want to see our journals. How are they looking? They're intact. Everything's in there. As long as what's there doesn't incriminate us, we'll be fine. I hope. You do today's entry yet? Do we need one? Protocol is protocol, Eli. Would look bad or even suspicious if we don't put anything in there. Also, wait. I think I can hear that car getting closer. You take care of the journal entry, I'll go distract him. Sound good? Huh. Should we try to scribble something in, or... I don't know, Jorge. Maybe it's better to leave it empty. If you're worried, just put some basic info. Visit today, temperature, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't have to be anything substantial, or you could even write something that makes our story seem more credible. Just make sure there's something in there. Remember to breathe, Jorge. We've got this. Yeah, we've got this, I hope. Come on, Jorge. Move it. All right. What now? August 23rd, when conditions are normal. Instruments and equipment are all functional and in good shape. We're lucky to have had an excellent selection of tools. HQ spoils us. There we go. I don't feel like lying. I think that would be a bad idea, probably. Oh, look at this dude. He does not look like HQ. He looks like he's here to kill us. Yeah, you must be Eli. Pleased to meet you, amigo. I was just getting acquainted with your boss here. Huh. I think there's been a mistake. I'm the head scientist out here. Let's see. Oh, is that so? Must have got confused momentarily there. Sorry about that, boss man. Your assistant here gave me a different impression. Probably just a case of miscommunication. Miscommunication, of course. You two have had no other company except each other for a while. A stranger like me is liable to miss out on all the manners of idiosyncratic social cues you've got going on here. Ain't that swell? Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Ain't that something? Say, I gotta ask, how do you handle that heat out here? You got scorchers like this on the daily. Did I just pick the hottest day of the year to visit? No, this might be the hottest day so far. You don't say. Well, in that case, I won't let anyone ever tell me I don't bring the heat wherever I go. You fellas haven't had a visit since you got here, have you? Must get real lonely, huh? I do miss my apartment. Can't wait to get back, huh? You know, it's funny. I figured you fellas were all workaholics, to whom nothing mattered but work. But I'm glad to see there's an exception to the rule. Anyway, let's intersperse the pleasantries with some actual work, yeah? After all, I didn't come out here to just to see you two. Sure. Where do you want to start? Well, I've never been one for long, tedious briefings. Here, why don't you just give me your broad strokes on what's going on with your little, let's say, friend? There's still a lot to learn, but we've gained some expertise. It'd be best if we were assigned to a lab in the city for further research. Oh, Eli, I think you've got that wrong. That's our old hypothesis, remember? Oh, I guess, yeah, I forgot. I forgot we were gonna try to make it too dangerous because I was just like reading through the choices. No, I think that's correct. No, not at all. What my colleague here means to say is that the artifact is incredibly dangerous. It should remain out here with us, where we can continue testing. Oh, right. Dangerous. I see. It's gotta add another level of stress to surviving out here. Tell me, dangerous how exactly? Let's see. We're not sure, but a living organism that has survived this long is likely to have properties that could affect us negatively. We've determined it's parasitic in nature. Parasitic? Boy, I do not like the sound of that. You two been wearing some type of protective gear or something? You haven't had it crawl into your ears, have you? We've been taking precautions, for sure. I bet. A couple of smart guys like you gotta know what you're doing, right? Anything I should keep in mind when I see it? Just be careful. Any other questions? Well, first things first, the boring ones. I suppose the two of you keep a daily journal of your work, correct? Proper protocol and all that. Let's start there. Where do you keep your notes? In our 10. Perfect. I'm sure one of you can fill in the blanks and provide me with a little context, too. I'm not too keen on going over months of entries. Of course, be right with you. I don't like how ready he was to invite himself into the tent. Don't let him rummage around in there on his own. Keep an eye on him. I'm on it. Yeah, I think Jorge is just trying to cover for himself here. I mean, I don't think he wants to get us killed, but I think it's pretty dangerous. Cozy little place you've got here. Took a lot of work to make it feel like home, but we've got there in the end. Oh, sorry about that misunderstanding earlier. Your underling made it sound like he was the boss around here. You do that a lot? Not good at taking orders, huh? Jorge is an excellent scientist. Oh, I don't doubt it. Neither of you would be out here if you weren't. All I'm saying is that in my experience, research and reports to HQ tend to be assigned to a single name, for simplicity's sake, of course. In that case, I do consider myself the senior scientist. That's more like it, see? I knew you were the big brains of this operation, and don't you worry, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, this Jorge, what's he like? I don't mean professionally, I mean as a person. Go on, you can tell me. He's worked hard his whole life to be what he is today. I suppose he's inspiring. Oh, right. Mr. West End. Can't imagine he'd blend in well in Science City either. Did you know him before the two of you became scientists of the century out here? No. As far as I know, Jorge kept to himself. That's bad. No, we didn't move in the same circles. Got it. So you two weren't close then. Maybe you still aren't, all things considered. We hit it off instantly, actually. Is that so? Well, ain't that grand. Just two pals out here being pals, making scientific discoveries. Two of you are an interesting pair, I'm sure. Get on with work. Yes, we are. Anyway, let's have a look at these journals, shall we? I'll confess, had a bit of a look in here before you got in. Didn't get far, though, so don't worry, no spoilers. We'll go through the rest of it together, then. Well, let's start from the top. Would you mind showing me around which time you fellas first dug up our little friend? Here, a little while back. There we go, August 14th. See, your colleague mentioned something about a low hum. This turned out to be the scientific discovery of the century, I presume. Yes, the artifact. Ain't that something? Hid in the ground, but purring like a baby. Sounds like you fellas had no clue what you were in for, huh? We had to expect anything. You can't make conclusions that early. No kidding. Don't mind me, just skimming the next couple entries. I'll say I'm glad to see you took HQ's warnings about the waste of heart. Nothing but death and danger out here, huh? Suppose you fellas even proved them right. Of course, we have to rely on HQ. Makes you wonder, though, staying out here with a small team, keeping your little experiments, that takes balls, bud. Too risky for my taste, but I guess you fellas know what you're doing. I hope so. Got you sweating with all these questions, huh? Ha! Don't worry, my man, this is all routine. Speaking of routine, let's keep going. Thank you, and yes, let's continue. So August 21st was the day you two started experimenting, huh? Be honest, did it take a lot of convincing to get Jorge to go along with it? See the bigger picture? Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess Mana says, I joined to a cool Roo talking about how these two definitely are just really good friends. I didn't even realize he was a Roo. In my head he looked like a fox for a minute, but yeah, that is a kangaroo tail, isn't it? The day you started experimenting, huh? Be honest, did it take a lot of convincing to get Jorge to go along with it? See the bigger picture? No, he agreed completely. Ah, ain't that nice? No friction in the camp, huh? No doubt, no doubt. Gotta say, Glasses, you kept some immaculate notes at times. Love the writing, bud. Thank you. Of course. Anyway, looks like we're coming up on the end here. This entry's from the morning, am I right? Looks pretty standard update. That's about it. Fantastic. Short and sweet. Just how I like it. Sorry about all the questions, Glasses. I know this stuff can get a little nerve-wracking. No hard feelings, right? So, what's next? Well, there's still more to cover. I assume the two of you have a separate ledger for the more scientific mumbo-jumbo. Is that right? Yes, outside in the center of the dig site. Excellent. Hope you don't mind if I look around at the site while I'm at it. Still boggles the mind how distant this place is. Got any idea for how far out you guys are from the wall? Not exactly, no. I do. You guys are far, far out. Shit, if you guys went missing, no one would notice. No one would know. It's a good thing we haven't gone missing, isn't it? Oh, brother, you got that right. Anyway, I'm going to have a look around camp. If you don't mind, would appreciate your expertise while I'm going through your research. No rush, of course. Of course, I'll be right with you. Hope I sounded convincing enough. Why won't it let me interact with him?
Hey.
Glasses, I gotta say, you two have kept this camp pristine considering you're in the middle of the desert. What's your secret, huh? You just a neat freak? That's all Jorge. He cares a lot about protocol. Right, of course. Listen, I keep thinking about it. What's it like out here, you know? Being out in the wilds, the wilderness, the wastes? It's a struggle, that's for sure. I bet. You fellows got plenty of supplies, food, water. Those solar panels come in handy, I'm sure, but it's not as though you can eat whatever comes out of them cables. You ever gone foraging out here, looking for shit, plants, roots, whatever's edible? We never needed to worry about food. No? That's a relief, then. A fella is liable to make all sorts of mistakes when he worries his life is on the line. Makes you careless. Nervous. You two never had problems like that, though, did you? No, we're as sharp as ever. No doubt. Speaking of sharp, these ledgers right here look like a lot of research documentation of a super genius. Am I on the money on that? It's our work, me and Jorge's. Right. These are certainly notes, research, lots and lots of words. Say, you wouldn't mind if I skipped ahead to the more crucial passages, would you? Of course not. We don't have all day. Right. Let's see here. You fellas said this thing's real dangerous, but you want to keep it out here in a dig site inside a tiny pod? That seems careless at best. HQ will insist on experiments. Fewer risks here than in the city. Oh, of course. All about compromises, aren't you? How about Jorge? He feels the same way about this? I hope so. You hope so? Not sure, huh? He's been waving some red flags around? You got concerns? You know you can share them with me, buddy. We're stuck with each other, but we both realize the importance of the work, that's all. No concerns. I rely on him, and he relies on me. Alright, that's all I needed to know. Confirming that you fellows are close-knit and all. Trusting, ain't you? Well, I'm not complaining, as long as I'm in your little circle of friends now, too. Yes, of course. Not one to reject a friendship. Of course you're not. Good, clever fellow like you. You know what's good for you. Good stuff. Gotta say, all things considered with what you have to do, it is impressive work to have been done out in the desert. Limited tools, limited resources, scary stuff. But you guys made something out of it. Bet you're happy about all HQ's support, huh? Yes, we wouldn't have made it without them. You don't say. Without all of this, you two wouldn't have made it for long, would you? Hypothetically, if you were to just jump in the car and drive off, leaving you guys out here, how long do you think you would make it? I'm sure we'd do fine for a reasonable amount of time.
Oh.
Confidence. I love to hear it, Glasses. No need to worry, though. I'm sure I've got a couple snacks in my car you fellas could have. Come on, Glasses. Lighten up a bit. I'm just fucking with you is all. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna have to take a look at the rest of this camp of yours. And we need to have a look at our little friend, too, don't we? Of course. Take your time. Excellent. Just can't get enough of this little camp of yours. Just amazed at how you guys are doing. All I ask is that you come introduce me to our little friend. When you have the time, of course. Sure thing. This is it, huh? This is our little guy? We try not to personify it. Yes, this is our little guy. I see, in that hum? I feel like I can hear humming. That's the artifact. We're unsure exactly what causes it.
Uh-huh.
Ain't that something? So this thing just came out of the ground, huh? Crazy. How do you figure you ended up finding it? A mix of skill and intuition. Not arguing you and your pal's expertise for sure, but you fellas had something to go on, didn't you? HQ gave you an X-marked map and you dug. Where do you reckon they got that map? Not sure, but they knew something was here. We're not sure, but they seem to know it was out here. We were hoping you'd be able to tell us. Yeah. Right, and obviously you found something, so how do you reckon they knew what was here? They didn't. No, I don't know, you tell me. I'm more curious to hear what you think, but sure, I'll bite. Seems likely they did. Seems likely they know all sorts of things, and more than likely not, you and me, friend, we just know about as much as we need to know. How's that sound? Sounds like you used a whole lot of words to say nothing. Attaboy. Attaboy yourself. Ain't that something? Now to get back to business, you mentioned this thing being real dangerous, right? Any precautions we need to take? Absolutely no touching, and try not to look at it directly for too long. No worries, glasses. I wouldn't touch this thing unless I had to. You don't mind if I have a little bit of a look then? A few passing glances?
Oh.
There. I think I see it, so... Oh, shit! The little bastard is upset, ain't he? Is he... supposed to wiggle around like that? I mean, looks like he's trying to break through the glass. It very well may be. Well, I'll just respectfully back it up a little bit. In that case, holy shit, glasses. You think you can keep that thing secure out here in the middle of the wastes? Yes, with the right team, we're confident we can handle it. No doubt, huh? Well, personally, I'd like to formally reject any invitation to work on this thing any further. Freaks me out. The worst part is it might have to make a brief stop in the city for HQ's sake, and I don't see a lot of cars around except mine. Not really my favorite kind of passenger. Will me and Jorge be able to present it? Don't worry about that, bud. The notes and research you two fellas have collected will be more than enough to cover everything, I'm sure. Real fine job on those, by the way. Not everyone is as thorough. Who's everyone? You know, bits and bobs of information here and there. You two aren't the only fellas at Science City, you know. Plenty of clever people on the case. I don't care. We found this thing. I know. Bureaucracy is a real bitch, huh? Look, I know you have strong feelings about it, I can tell. How about we talk it over? You know, all three of us? I'd appreciate that, yes. Stellar, tell you what, I'll grab our little friend here too. That way there's no one left out of the conversation. You insist. Excellent, to the car we go. Last, there's one rotten geezer. Last one's there is a rotten geezer. Dang. We're so close. I wonder if he's gonna kill Jorge and me in cold blood and then just drive away. I don't remember if he shows up in the, if Eli shows up in the original game. There, all done. Bet you boys are happy this little inspection is over, huh? Shake off the tension and all that? Tension? I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Of course, sometimes people tend to be a little more on edge. You two, though, cool as cupcakes. That's it then. No more questions? Think you covered most of it. Ah, right, there still is the question of my report. Not to worry, though. We'll just do a quick recap. Make it quick. You got it, buddy. First section's usually on personability and cooperation, and since we've done most of the talking, Eli, I'll just mark you down as the main subject. Sound good? Fine. The visitor doesn't think particularly highly of you. He seemed to like me a lot. What the hell? Now, well, cooperation has been smooth. No problems there. Honestly, it's been business as usual. You've had your moments, but at the end of the day, it's the same as any other fella. And I guess that's the source of my frustration. I've been fishing, I admit, being as sociable and charismatic as I possibly can. Trying for jokes, testing the waters. I like to talk to interesting people, you know, and well, just a little disappointed. No offense. We're professionals, not entertainers. So that would seem, glasses. Well, if professionalism is the name of the game, let's get down to business. I suppose that ought to make the next part easier. Finishing the report. Not sure I understand. Well, there. I'll tell you guys. This thing's real uncomfortable. Ought to get myself a new holster or something.
Hey.
Now, let's not get all jumpy. It's a gun. That's true. You've seen one before. I've seen one before. There's no need for excitement. I agree. We can talk about this. No cause for threats. The visitor's worried about my loyalty to HQ. I've been nothing but loyal. Listen, Eli, you two have been out here for a while now, and it's apparent that you've forgotten about chain of command. Got a little big for your britches. Happens to the best of us. I'm just here to whip things back into shape. If we've been disrespectful in any way, we apologize. Well, that's grand of you. It's also not the issue, Glasses. The issue is you two fellas out here on a Science City operation sounding like you're wanting to turn it into the Eli and Jorge show. And that just ain't how things are done. So how do you want to do things? I want to go through this step by step. I feel morally obliged to present the full extent of this impression you've made on me. You and Jorge, this camp, your journals, your research, the full Monty. Sounds simple enough. Let's start with this little yarn you've been spinning me. That thing is real dangerous, this chemical bomb, alien monster, pod-based killer. It's a cute story, I'll give you that. Almost like a Loon Store novel or something. Two lone scientists discover something terrifying in the desert and all that. Don't get me wrong, it'd probably make for a great book. It's a shame I'm not a big reader. You saw the artifact with your own eyes. I saw it exactly the way you wanted me to see it. You had a data plan, fellas. You expect me to believe you didn't take some liberties with framing and presentation? Come on, Glasses, be serious, tell the truth. Why would we lie about this? What would we gain from that? I don't know, fellas, you tell me. All I know is something's missing, and that something's big enough to have been reasonable doubt. You two ready to start being honest with me or what? Nothing is missing. I don't like either of these options. Reasonable? There's nothing reasonable about it. I'll ask again, Glasses, for the last time. No more nonsense. What's going on here? We may have taken some steps to help convince you, but the truth still stands. Nothing is going on, I promise you. I'm sorry, fellas, but that's not gonna cut it. If I can't get a straight answer from the two of you, I'm gonna have to get it from the boys at HQ. If that means driving this thing all the way to Science City, so be it. We've told you nothing but the truth. What can I say, Glasses? In this case, like many others before, the truth don't matter all that much. We have no say in this, do we? I'll be blunt, fellas, I don't trust you. If I just leave, the two of you are gonna start getting desperate. Maybe you'll fit around with that radio, attempt to build a car, try your hand at weaponry, who knows? That I can't abide. Who would we call? You're lab coats, ain't you? You're clever, too clever for your own good. In my world, that equals risk, and risk equals danger. What's life without a bit of danger, though? Oh, you're preaching to the choir, pal. Thing is, HQ won't see it that way. Sorry, boys, this is the end of the line. In that case, I have one last request. Make sure we get the credit we're due. Nah. I've enjoyed working with you, Jorge. Shame we won't be colleagues anymore. Eli, it can't end like this. We can't let this happen. Not to us, not to the artifact. HQ will understand. They're not gonna let things get out of hand. We can't give up like this, Eli. Come on, we can take this guy. I'm sorry, Jorge. It's over. Fuck, Eli. I just hate going down without a fight. We didn't, Jorge. We tried our best. Oh shit, sorry. Finger must have slipped. Didn't mean to cut you two off. Well, you two, it's been real. Quite a little adventure, huh? You know, I was half expecting you to jump me. Good move not to, honestly. I mean, end result's the same regardless, but you know, a little classier this way. Riding together, dying together. Real inspiring. Well, don't let me talk your ears off. I should get going. Me and our little friend have got a long ride ahead of us. Adios, fellas. Pleasure was all mine. I don't really know how that was supposed to end, or if there was a way to end that differently, but like, I mean, I fucked up in the beginning saying like, hey, don't, you know, we messed up there, but it's fine. Looks like we had 4 potential endings there, which is interesting. A dark sun set over the dig site on the day Eli and Jorge were killed. The visitor, upon arrival, received sole credit for the acquisition of the artifact. Soon thereafter, however, his name and title were struck from all official records. Both Eli and Jorge's families made inquiries regarding their whereabouts. They never received a reply. The artifact was presented to Dr. Eddie Hung, a high-ranking biochemist of Science City. Any warning of its nature was brushed aside. There were too much to gain from continuing the experiments. The visitor, of course, heartily agreed. He would later be given a substantial bonus before being terminated. The dig site was abandoned after the visit. No official records mention its significance or location. The site remained untouched, decaying in the wasteland for years until it was once again found. Someone or something had made its way back. That's intriguing. Are we going to get a flash forward to the after Backbone? Nope, that's the ending. Well, that was fun. That was an interesting game. A nice take on the story. It seems to imply that the ending of Backbone was not as final as it seemed, so maybe we'll get a sequel sometime. That would be cool. I would like to see what the rest is up to, what the rest of the story happens to be about. Howie has clearly somewhere to go at the end of that game, so I don't know if I'm gonna play the rest of them on stream. I might play the sequel on stream, and I guess it would be kind of weird to do that without playing Backbone on stream, but like, I played Backbone already. I don't really feel like playing it again. It's a point and click adventure. I already know everything that happens. So it's like a little odd to replay it, but maybe sometime down the line. But yeah, this was an alright game. It seems like it has a lot of replay value with all of the different branching paths and stuff. It seems like things can really end differently. So that's your call if you want to play it yourself. Could be fun. The game was like $20 or something, maybe cheaper than that, $14. I don't remember. It was money, a small amount of money, and you can, I don't know, play it. Maybe that would be fun for you. But yeah, I don't know. This was Tales, Backbone Preludes, whatever the title is. I liked it a lot. I thought it was better than Backbone, even if it ends pretty suddenly. But yeah. I hope you all had fun watching. This will probably be the end, so I'll see you all next time.